Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. I'm looking for my chat room. There we go. My group chat. I don't know why it came out of my. Let me know if you can hear me. So today I wanted to get an update from people about where they are on the program and what specific things that I could assist with. Is anybody having any particular issue with sticking to it, with knowing what to eat and where to go and what to do? If you have been with me at least for the last 4 of the 5 weeks that we've been meeting, or following the program, then it should really kind of like be a habit thing now. So I want to know what habits and changes have you made, and how is that going? I'm also trying to figure out how to put my chat back into, merge into meeting window. There we go. This does too many things. Okay. All right, I see Zebaniso is here. So if you are not able to like verbally talk, then just give me a salams in the chat. Let me know what's going on with you. It's hard to have a group meeting if I don't have a group. I'm just saying. So I didn't have anything. Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good, thank you.
Good. How is your program going? First, tell me about your workouts this week. How did they go? How many did you do?
Oh, I just did it last week, honestly. I didn't do any this week because we've been traveling since Sunday. So yeah,
Okay.
we're on a road all the time. So
Are
I
you
didn't have any
are you
chance.
on vacation,
We've
or are
been
you
walking a lot?
Are you on vacation, or are you visiting family?
I can say we visiting family, yes.
Okay. All right. So you don't have access to like a hotel gym or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't.
And so I know last week you were asking about some travel tips and things, and how is it working out for you during your visit?
It's good. It's good. So during the travel, because we were on a car, I did the healthy snacking. I did the fasting. After the fasting, I did the healthy snacking, like the cheese sticks, the almonds.
Okay.
I baked some almond crackers, almond biscottis. So I had it with me all the time if I get hungry. So I have something I can snack on. And whenever we go to eat, I usually choose the salad with the meat on the top. And yeah.
Okay, sounds like you're doing well then.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying.
How do you feel physically?
Physically, I'm feeling really good. I'm not feeling too tired anymore. But the thing is, I lost my sleep. I cannot sleep at night. I keep waking up all the time. So I do not know, is it something with my diet or no? But
sometimes that can be a side effect of being in ketosis, if you're in a really deep state of ketosis, it gives you like a lot of energy, and it's not unusual like initially where you're used to sleeping like 8 hours or 9 hours. People will be like, well, after 6 hours, I wake up and I'm just up, right? So that's not a problem as long as you feel rested, right? One of the quick fixes to that is there is a supplement called melatonin, and you can get it from just about anywhere. You can get it from a drugstore, you can get it from just about anywhere. They sell it everywhere. And just taking one of those about 20 minutes before you're ready to lay down can help you have a deeper, longer, more restful sleep. So melatonin is a natural chemical in the body that we produce. And sometimes as people get older and people with insomnia, they will produce less of it. And so that's how they initially began to market melatonin, like for people who are older, people who have problems with insomnia. But it's been really helpful for me in particular when I feel that way, when I'm like really on my grind when it comes to keto, and then sometimes I want to sleep longer than my body is actually letting me sleep because I know I need more sleep, and so that's an option as well. The other thing too is that if you are make sure that if you're having issues with your sleep, make sure that you are doing your workouts earlier in the day as opposed to later in the day. If you work out within about 3 or 4 hours of bedtime, it can actually give you more energy. And everybody's different. Some people can work out 2 hours before and then they knock out. So you have to kind of like experiment with what are some of the things that you can change, like process of elimination. Am I working out? Do I need melatonin? Am I working out enough to actually expend the energy that I have during the day? That kind of stuff will be helpful.
Okay, I'll try out.
Do you have any other, what do you call it? Any other side effects that you feel like your body's changing in any other way? No? And that's good. You don't have to. Everybody experiences different things. So I always ask because
yeah, it's the only thing, it's a sleep, and I feel thirsty all the time. Every time when I wake up, even at night, I need to have a drink because my mouth's so dry.
And
yeah.
when are you still, I know you had messaged me earlier in the week and you said that your keto sticks went into deep ketosis at like 80%. And are you still like into ketosis that far?
Oh, I didn't check yet since we were on the road. Yeah, I need to do it tomorrow.
No
I'll
problem.
see. I'll text you. I'll let you know.
And what was your weight loss last time you weighed? How often are you weighing yourself, and what was your weight loss the last time you weighed yourself?
I usually try to do once in a week, and last time when I did it, I was 177.
And so from what before you started?
184.
Okay. All right, so we are trying. Remind me again, I may have asked this before, what is your ultimate goal? Like what is your goal weight?
To lose 25 pounds.
Okay, so 84 to 60. So your goal is to be 160?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We can do that. And how long are you on vacation for? When do you get back home?
Around January 3rd or 4th. Okay. We're gonna be like 10 days.
Okay, awesome. Most important thing is, are you enjoying yourself?
Yeah, I'm trying.
Good. All right, you said you're visiting family?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Um, what else? What is the chances? So if you're going to be there for a full 10 days, have you figured out anything on how to get more activity in? Are you like going walking anywhere, going to tours, going to a museum? Are you doing anything to try to get more activity in? Because, and I asked this it's a great example. We can brainstorm as great examples of how to continue an active lifestyle, living your life, right? So life doesn't stop because you go on vacation or you visit somebody or somebody visit you. How do we fit in activity, even if it's not the traditional, I'm gonna do a HIIT workout?
Yeah, I'm gonna figure out. Yesterday we walked a lot. It was just store to store. We didn't do any shopping. We just walked a lot, like 6 hours, I think.
Wow.
But on a place we stayed, they're supposed to have a gym, but I just find out they don't. So I'll see. But I found out there is a park nearby, so maybe we do like a hiking something.
Are you someplace warm?
No,
Oh, okay.
it's not. It's not. Yeah, but I did take a walk today in the morning, like for 30 minutes. It was nice. It was really dense fog, but it was nice. I could do the walk for 30 minutes. So.
Okay, so it's not super warm, but you can go outside and be active.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So that's an option. Do you have any option of a private room, even if it's for like a couple of like 20 minutes a day, where you can actually do an indoor workout?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, all right. So that's always an alternative as well. But adding in activities, are y'all planning things along the way? Like, can you look around and say, hey, here's a walking tour of a museum, maybe we should go there? So that's other options too, of how to just kind of like stay active while you are on vacation.
Okay. I'll do the search today.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, so sounds good. So when you get back home, is your plan just to kind of, do you go to the gym at home or do you do your workouts at home?
It depends. It depends. I usually go to the classes I told you before at our mosque, the Zumba and kickboxing, not the like real kickboxing, the kickboxing aerobics. They're like
Okay.
they're really good. So, and the short one, it's depends. I can do it at home or on the gym, but not always.
Okay. The other thing that I wanted to ask you is, what are your other markers of success besides weight? Have you come up with two? Because initially, like the first week, I reminded everybody, like you should have 3 determiners of progress, right? Weight is just one, but think about, is there a pair of pants you can't fit that you're trying to fit into? Is there a waist size? Do you want to keep up with your measurements? Do you want to keep up with your body fat? You should have other markers of success besides just weight, at least 3 of them. You haven't really thought about anything?
No.
And it doesn't always have to be related to your physical size as well. Sometimes people will say, I want to be able to do 10 push-ups within a minute, or I want to be able to run a 10-minute mile, something that is going to win this, because the scale will go down, but everybody, it doesn't matter if you're following keto or you're following a vegan or whatever kind of diet you're following, our body does get to a plateau point. And so when you get to that plateau, you have to have something to motivate you to keep going, right? So you shouldn't be hitting a plateau just quite yet. Normally people will hit one around month 3, but when you do get there, it's about kind of like getting your body over that hump, and your body will eventually respond to some of the tweaks that you can make. But in the meantime, so that you don't get mentally demotivated, you should have other markers of success. So for example, if the scale doesn't move, your measurements might still move, because if you are losing fat and gaining muscle simultaneously, the scale will stay the same, but your measurements will go down because fat is 30% bigger than muscle. So if you're replacing muscle, if you're replacing the fat with the muscle, you'll be physically smaller. So you should think of 2 other things besides weight that you want to see progress in, so that you can stay motivated towards those goals.
Yeah, I did measure myself. I lost the inches. I did lost the inches, and the other thing, how I feel myself, because I used to feel tired all the time, but right now I feel myself much more better. Like
Good.
I don't get tired so easily.
Oh, good. Excellent. So be really specific with it though. Like, so not feeling tired is great. That means your energy is increasing, you have more vitality, but in order for you to be motivated towards that goal, have like a specific thing that you want. Remember, goals should be measurable, right? So if someone says, hey, I'm not seeing any results, and I know that last time we did a fitness assessment, they could only do 4 push-ups in my 60-second time, and this time they can do 10 push-ups, we can say you're getting stronger. That means you're building muscle. So you are seeing changes, you are seeing results, right? So it should be something like quite specific. So if it's about endurance, think about kind of like, can I do a mile? Can I run a mile in 10 minutes? Can I run a mile in 15 minutes? Whatever that is for you. And again, it doesn't have to be a mile, but it should be some type of measurable amount that you can measure yourself objectively. Because saying I have more energy is great, but it's very subjective, right? So on a day where you're going through a lot of stress, right? You may have the energy physically, but mentally you're like, I'm just worn out. But you may still physically have the energy, and it's just subjective to what the day is. And you can't really measure that in an objective way. So think of 2 things that are, and you don't have to answer me right now, you can think about it, but think of 2 things that are objectively measured. So let's talk a little bit really quickly about how to keep up with your progress, because one of the things, particularly when I have online clients and I'm not there to remember to kind of like remind you of what your progress is along the way, it's really important that you write and you keep track. So some of those ways that we talk about in the program about keeping track is you should take your naked pictures once a month. So your naked pictures are, and again, you don't have to keep them on your phone. If you're like really one of those people who's like, I don't want to have pictures like that on my phone, that's absolutely fine. Take a picture of yourself, if not inside of your underwear and bra, in something that is very form-fitting, right? So it can be a leotard, it can be a bathing suit, whatever you want. And you need to, that is for your purposes only, right? So either keep it on your phone if you feel secure with that, or print it out and put it inside of your journal book somewhere where nobody else can see it. Because once a month, you should take another picture in the exact same thing. And that includes, like, if you choose to take a picture in your bra and underwear, use the exact same bra, because every bra is different. Some of them lift the girls higher, some of them let the girls drop. So make sure you're using the same bra every time. And when looking at ourselves in the mirror on a daily basis, sometimes we don't see like how much we are changing physically. But when we can see a picture, then we can, particularly if it was particularly struggling with weight for a long time. Like even for myself now, I don't realize how much weight that I've lost until I take a full body picture and I'm like, wow, I really did and when I'm looking in the mirror, I feel like I don't look as small as I am when I actually see a picture of me. It's almost like it's somebody else, right? So that's just a indication of little teeny changes. We're not gonna always see them. And so be able to objectively look at yourself through pictures. So think of, and again, it's all about comfort level. If you want to do a bra and underwear, I'll be honest, for me, I have my husband take a picture of me in my bra and underwear once a month. So he likes it, I like it, you know. We're all having fun. So you can take the picture. And it also helped me. So once I reach my goal weight, what that does for me now is like I have certain goals like, hey, I want my arms to look toner, or I want my legs to look toner, or if I see some cellulite, can I get rid of the cellulite by changing my workout routine? So it's not even just for the weight loss, and it also allows you to keep accountability of how your body changes and sculpts as you get toner and more fit. So that's one of the things that I definitely recommend that you do. It's called your naked pictures. Take your naked pictures. Again, that's for your purposes. I don't ask people for those. I don't want to see them. That's just for you. And those naked pictures are as you feel comfortable. If you feel comfortable with bra and underwear, then that's fine. But definitely something that is form-fitting, that you are going to be able to see that your tummy went down, that your butt is tighter, that your arms are firmer. Something that's going to really you're going to be able to determine, and wear the same thing every time. The second thing is like I was saying before, you should have 3 measures of progress. And I would actually recommend that one of those measures of progress be fitness. So physical is your weight, your measurements, your body fat, your BMI. All of those are physical things. But fitness is something that you could physically not be able to do, or do with some challenge initially, and you want to get better at it. So that could be, so here, a couple of recommendations is, according to the Surgeon General of the United States, a healthy adult should be able to complete a mile in 15 minutes. So that's kind of like the minimum amount of time that it should take you to complete a mile. So if you can't do a mile in 15 minutes, that can be one of the goals. The second thing, if we're just talking about health, we know that if you are able to do a mile in less than 10 minutes, it actually does not contribute to your health. It actually does not make you healthier, because you can do a 7-minute mile. Now, if you want to be able to do a 7-minute mile, that's great. There's no problem with doing it. But if we're just talking for health reasons, don't feel like I need to be the fastest person, I don't know, in my
Is it a running or it's a walking mile in a 15
however
minutes?
you can do it. If for some people they can walk in 15 minutes. Like some people, there's something called speed walking, and people can do that. But
okay.
it doesn't matter. It's either running or walking, as long as you complete it in 15 minutes.
Is it the same in a treadmill, or do you suggest go on?
Same thing,
outside?
treadmill or on a track, wherever, as long as the distance is 1 mile.
Okay.
So that's one health, that can be one health goal. Another option is push-ups. Like this, I have to say, this is totally my personal thing. I think every woman should be able to do military push-ups.
I cannot do that. No, not the one.
So that can always be that can always be a goal, right? The reason why I say that is because One of the physiological differences between women and men is that women have stronger lower bodies and weaker upper bodies. Men are actually the opposite. They have stronger upper bodies and weaker lower bodies. And that's because we are able to give birth. And so our strength is inside of everything below our hips. So when we talk about it, so it's funny how the evolution of things have changed. In the bodybuilding world, leg day stuff was something that bodybuilders start because men were always proud about how much they can lift and push with their legs because that is not naturally their forte. So for women, upper body strength is a struggle for us. It's something that you have to actually work harder towards. So if a man can't do a push-ups, he is like really super out of shape. They have really good upper body strength. But it's not uncommon for a woman not to be able to do a push-up. I'm actually recording some videos over this week's a zero to military push-up series to take you from a program that takes people from not being able to do a push-up. How do you modify along the way? And so that should actually be up by next week on the website. So being able to do push-ups is another something, and it can even be, so remember with every muscle, if you time yourself being able to do something within a certain amount of time, then you can increase the amount of reps in that same amount of time. You know your fitness level has increased. So for example, if you say, hey, I'm gonna see how many squats I can do in 30 seconds or even in 1 minute, right? So 1 minute is a great time. So you put a seat or bench or something behind you because you always have to have an exact measuring point, and you say, I'm gonna tap my butt and stand back up into a squat, and in 1 minute, say you're able to do 30 squats, right? And you really like did them as quickly as you can and got as many in. As you become fitter, you'll be able to do more squats in the same amount of time. So that can be a measurement. One of the measurements that I really love is how many burpees you can do in 1 minute. Now, burpees is definitely a full body routine. It was actually created for the US military by a US military trainer as a measurement of fitness. And it measured soldiers' fitness and still do today. So it's always a great way of you determining, and again, in a timed fashion, right? In the same type every time. That's another option. So some of the things that I know that has worked for me, when I was about to turn 40 and I felt like, okay, what is going to be my specific physical goal? Because my thing about getting older, and again, this is a personal thing, is I don't want to feel like I'm getting older and weaker, right? I want to get older and more fit. I want to be like a fine wine. I'm just getting better with age. So what I did when I turned 40 is I actually looked up the US military requirements for, I said, if I wanted to be military fit, if I wanted to be able to join the military, what would I be able to have to do? And so you can Google it. The requirements is there. You'll have to run a mile in a certain, so they do it by age, right? So if you're between this age and this age, they want to see you run a mile in this amount of time, do this many push-ups in this amount of time, do this many burpees in this amount of time. They have about 4 or 5 things as criteria. And so about 3 or 4 months before I turned 40, my goal was to be military fit by my birthday. So it gave me a physical thing to strive for, right? So I'm gonna run, and I'm gonna run faster because I need to be able to do a mile in this amount of time. And I'm telling you that I was able to achieve all of that. I put myself through the whole ringer, make sure I could do all of those things the day before my birthday, and I was able to accomplish it. But it gives you something to focus on other than just the weight. The weight is going to come off if you're eating properly and if you're exercising. But if all you focus on is the eating and how many workouts you're going to get in during a week, then you're going to eventually just become mentally tired of doing that, right? So you have to think of other little ways to motivate yourself. Like, can I do one more rep? Can I add 5 pounds to those weights? Like, always think of something to motivate yourself for that. All right, so those are kind of so that's what I would really suggest, that again, and you write this stuff down that you do in order to keep yourself motivated and to keep going towards your goal and enjoying the journey along the way, right? So not just focusing on the goal, but okay, what am I doing this week that I'm going to be proud of? Do something this week that is going to make you proud, right? What am I going to do this week? Am I going to run farther, lift heavier? You know, even if you can't get a full workout in, getting down and doing push-ups on the floor in the morning, or doing squats or lunges, do something that's going to just keep you moving. Okay?
Okay.
All right, you have any other questions?
No, I don't think so. I have any questions right now.
All right, awesome. But we know, you can always message me if you think of anything after that. So that's our check-in for this week. So next week is our last week. So really think about kind of like, is there anything that I need to be ask Mubaraka? Because that last week of doing these lives, which I have to say, I appreciate you, Zembaniso, because you have been the consistent one to log on and talk to me. It's very hard talking to yourself. Other people who see this, try to log on next week, and at least it's okay for you to log on just for the last one. And if you can't log on with us during our lives, remember to send me a message, send me a email or anything, so that I can still answer the questions even if you're not here. Okay?
Okay, sounds good.
All right, you have a good rest of your vacation, and inshallah I'll talk to you next week.
Inshallah, yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah. Assalamu alaikum.